Hey, can you hear me? Are you okay? You seem pretty out of it. To be honest, I'm also... No, everyone else feels the same too. Since we suddenly got put in this weird situation. Hey, are you listening? Hey.
Hey, you sure you're okay? Leave me alone. There's no way I can leave someone alone when they look that pale. White sandy beach, crystal blue ocean, the sun's rays beaming down on me, this soft tropical wind brushing my skin. I definitely don't know what's going on. I was supposed to attend Hope's Peak Academy. Why am I here at a place like this? That rabbit thing said we're on a tropical island.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. I have no idea what's going on. That's the only thing I can say with absolute certainty. Welcome to Dangan Island! Greetings everybody, Okaya Games Online. Welcome back to more Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Last time, we arrived at Hope's Peak Academy, only to right after find ourselves on this tropical island. How or why? We don't know. I'll explain the basic controls for you. The left stick can maneuver the reticle on the screen. You can also move the reticle by tapping the touch screen. Joke's on you, because I'm using a PlayStation TV again. Just like with Danganronpa 1. The reticle responds, either tap the screen or press the X button. Again, joke's on you. You can then examine that person or object. Also, you can shift your point of view with the directional buttons or the L or R buttons. Plus, if you press the triangle button, you can use a mysterious power to see everything you can examine. The world sure has become super convenient if we're able to do all this from the get-go. Now then, please search the beach thoroughly and progress the story. Alright, so we move the reticle. We can pan the camera with the R and L buttons. This is pretty standard stuff if you played the first game. Hitting triangle, you can see anything you can interact with. So let's talk with you, Mr. Mystery Man. Oh. Apparently we can't talk to him. Alright, let's start with the ocean. The crystal clear shining blue sea. It's perfect for a tropical island. Just what's going on here? I never wanted anything like this at all. Alright, what about the surveillance camera? Haven't seen one of those before. Nope. Is that a camera? A surveillance camera. Are we being monitored or something?
That's not it.
I wouldn't say we're being monitored. I think we're just being watched for our safety. Well, it's a waste of time to think about it. Best not to worry. What's with this guy? How can he be so calm in a situation like this? Maybe he's just a chill guy. Knowing me, I would probably be perfectly calm in this situation too. I'm calm in the weirdest of situations. Why is there a monitor in a place like this? The screen is blank. What is this being used for? And lastly, the coconut trees. I guess it makes sense for there to be palm trees on a tropical island. That's a mighty fine palm tree. Now's not the time for me to be impressed by it.
Hey.
So how are you feeling? Are you calmed down now? I understand your confusion after everything that's happened. But why don't we start with an introduction? Introduction?
I'm Nagito Komaeda. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Nagito. The ultimate lucky student. Somehow that sounds familiar. Along with my introduction, I guess I'll also tell you about my talents so you know why Hope's Peak Academy chose me. Well, even if I tell you, in my case, it's a pretty disappointing talent. A disappointing talent? What do you mean?
I'm lucky.
What are you talking about?
That's not it.
It's not a joke or anything. That's my actual talent. I'm the ultimate lucky student. At least that's what I'm called, anyway. Ultimate lucky student?
You're right.
Through a countrywide lottery, apparently only one ordinary student is selected at random to attend Hope's Peak Academy as the ultimate lucky student. And that lucky winner just so happened to be me. Chosen by a lottery? Is that really okay? I mean, is luck even a real talent in the first place? Man, I don't know about that. I see some people with some stupid luck. How strange.
What happened?
Your face looks troubled. Oh no, I'm not troubled or anything. No, it's fine. I have mixed feelings about this too.
Someone like me.
I never thought an average, talentless high school student like me would ever enter Hope's Peak Academy. At first, I declined. I told them I didn't deserve it. They told me they really wanted me to attend. Apparently, this so-called luck of mine is a talent that even the school doesn't fully understand. To research it, the school picks the ultimate lucky student every year through an annual lottery. Hope's Peak Academy is amazing if they can actually research something as vague as luck. Well, thanks to that luck, a guy like me was able to attend Hope's Peak Academy. So for that, I'm grateful.
This is troubling.
But on the other hand, I feel a little out of place here. Sorry, I have a bad habit of viewing most things through a pessimistic lens. Yeah, I guess that's it for my introduction. Nagito Komaeda, huh? He doesn't seem like the most reliable guy, but he doesn't strike me as a bad person either.
Hey.
Now then, it's your turn. Yeah, I'm Hajime Hinata. Then let me ask you a question. What is your ultimate talent? I opened my mouth, but the words would not form. I felt my thoughts stalling in my head. As if I opened a book expecting to find words, and instead found blank pages. It was that kind of uncomfortable feeling. The memory I was trying to recall had completely vanished from my mind. Huh? Without realizing it, my body began to shudder as waves of discomfort began pounding against me.
What happened?
Hajime, what happened? It's nothing. I guess I'm still pretty confused about all this. I'm having trouble remembering some things. I understand how your memory might be confused after suddenly getting into a situation like this. I'm sure you'll remember soon, once you settle down. So, I don't think you need to worry about it all that much. You're right.
Yep.
And I guess we're done with our introductions for now. Even though I don't know what's going on, I hope we can get along. We got a hope fragment! What is that? I'm sure we're about to learn about it. Hey, did something just beep? What a weird sound. I hastily stuck my hand in my pocket. That's right. That strange mechanical sound just now definitely came from inside of my pocket. What the hell is this? Well, it says e-handbook, so what do you think? It's like a PDA or a smartphone. Why is something like this inside my pocket?
Are you okay?
Usami was passing them out earlier, remember? Oh right, you seemed pretty out of it when that was going on. Now that you mention it, I think I kinda remember, but... what is this? It's an e-handbook! What the... where'd you come from?
I'm sorry.
Oh, did I startle you? I'm terribly sorry. I know how to apologize like a good girl. Anyway, don't you think it's cool? That handbook is absolutely vital for this school trip, so make sure you don't lose it. This device is that important?
I shall explain.
I've asked everyone to use their e-handbook to gather all of the hope fragments. Hope fragments?
That's right.
On this island, you'll obtain hope fragments as you get along with your classmates. As your relationship with everyone improves, you'll be able to gather more and more hope fragments. Gather hope fragments so that the flower of hope achieves its full bloom. Truly, that is the main purpose of this school trip.
Love, love.
Hey! She's gone. A stuffed animal that moves, talks, and also appears wherever and whenever she wants. Regardless of who's actually controlling it, it still doesn't make any sense. And what was all that about hope fragments? What's her deal? It's like we're in a game or something. If this feels like a game, that's rather comforting. That means we aren't going to be in danger right away. You're probably right, but more importantly, you don't know anything about the other students yet, right?
Yep.
Then, I think it's best you at least introduce yourself to them. That's also true, but where did everyone go?
Perhaps.
Maybe they're exploring the island as well. Exploring the island?
Hey,
As long as we're expected to live on this island, we should learn as much as we can about it. For example, what's this island's name? Is there a way to escape? What about food and living arrangements? So, why don't we finish introducing ourselves to the others and explore the island at the same time? I pretty much went around and introduced myself to everyone already, but I'll tag along with you. So now he's decided to come with me. Well, I guess that's helpful for me. I know I'd worry if I was left on my own.
all right.
Shall we get going then? But is this really okay? To feel so relaxed in such a strange situation? Perhaps it's the tropical climate? Or is it that, what's her name, Usami's fault?
What happened?
What is it, Hajime? Let's get going. Right, got it. At any rate, if this is a nightmare, I have no idea if it's even started yet. Sheesh, what kind of nightmare is that? We can now use the handbook! Hit the square button, you bring up the handbook. I can go over this myself. I can go over this myself. Can I not explain things myself? Can I not? Thank you. Okay, so here's the gist of what happened. Start brings up help. Good for if you need to review your controls. Select brings up the transcript, so you can see everything that's been discussed. And square brings up the e-handbook. We've got the map, which we can't do anything about yet. We've got this bunch of question marks. We'll see what that does later. Presents, we have none, so it's pointless to us. Report card. This is a pretty important tab. It shows how many hope fragments you have with each student. And then this icon here, the Usami icon, is also important. We'll be looking more at this later. Regulations, just the school regulations, nothing more to it. The pet! The pet is important because... Alright, well, it's going to be a user explain once we leave this area. So let's do just that. Hit circle, leave the area.
Hey,
About exploring the island. It appears a map of this island has been installed onto this e-handbook. If you use this, you should be able to find everyone easily.
actually,
To be honest, before I arrived at the school, I did some research about everyone on the internet. I haven't learned anything about everyone. Or I haven't learned everything about everyone. But I'm pretty sure I can give you some helpful info. Wait, so you can research stuff like that on the internet?
huh?
You don't know? This school is so popular, there are message boards online dedicated to talking about its students. Then, was I also... I don't recall seeing your name there. I probably overlooked it.
How unexpected.
Well, it's not your fault if you really can't remember. I'm sure my name was mentioned on there. It's not a mistake I was accepted into Hope's Peak Academy.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll help out too. So why don't we begin making your introductions? Okay, you're right. So first I need to introduce myself to everyone else on this island then. Wait, have you forgot to tell me? Oh, this is the map. Okay, I can explain things. Most of the time when the tutorial comes up, I'm probably going to be doing the explaining. I can also explain this! La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Oh, there's the pet. The pet that we're going to be discussing in any second now. Alright, so first, let's start with the map. We now have the map available to us, so we can see all the different locations on the island. We can see which students are in that part of the island. Anywhere with an exclamation mark is somewhere we need to go to. And anywhere with this purple icon here, there's also one, I believe right here, that we can't see because it's obstructed by the exclamation mark. But places like that, you can just immediately fast travel to. Fast travel is super handy. Although, as we get into more of these features, you may not see me using fast travel, and you'll know why. Alright, first of all, if you hit right or left on the D-pad, you can immediately travel to the next point of interest on this map. Alternatively, you can walk around as you see fit, or run. You will typically see me running everywhere. I might, for the sake of time, just fast travel and do the running on my own time. But there's two reasons for this. One, well, I should probably explain the level first. One is the level. You can see in the top right, we're level 1, and as we're running, we're slowly but surely gaining experience. One of the things we will be accomplishing by the end of this game is maxing out your level. Your level maxes out at level 99. Leveling up does a number of useful things, and we'll be seeing those later. And right there you might have seen your pet. It's a notification that something happened with your pet. So here's your pet. You need to take steps in order to raise your pet. And by doing this, so you can see where it says until next growth 1000. That basically is saying we need to take 1,000 steps in order to advance to the next phase. It starts as an egg, then it becomes this baby form, and then it goes into a cocoon, then it becomes its final form, and once you take all the steps for that, it leaves and the cycle begins anew. Depending on what animal you raise, you can get different things from it. Eventually, I will be raising all of the pets, but it's going to be a process done over time. But you do get some really nice stuff for leveling up your pet. We're going to be seeing this screen a little bit more later because there is more to it. But I've gotten a crap ton of explaining done. A lot has happened in this, I almost said first episode, second episode. Almost forgot I already recorded an episode. This is an airport, right? So those things over there must be airplanes? Couldn't we use those planes to escape this island? Nah, that's impossible. If they were damaged, I could fix them. It looks like these planes are just for show. Just for show?
Man.
The engines have been completely removed. Nothing I can do about that. Completely removed? Whoever brought us to this island must have also done that, right? The same person who's controlling that stuffed animal who saw me. But who is doing this? And why did they bring us to this island in the first place? And how did they do it? The more I think about it, the less sense it makes.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. You and me haven't been introduced yet, right?
Name's Kazuichi Soda. I'm the ultimate mechanic. Nice to meet ya.
Nice to meet you too, Kazuichi. As expected from someone called the Ultimate Mechanic, Kazuichi is a savant. I don't usually see that term. Now I feel stupid. When it comes to fixing machines. If he says it's impossible to fix this plane, it's truly beyond repair.
Hey.
Even so, to actually remove the engine, whoever's keeping us here must have planned this to a T. You think so too, huh? Doesn't that seem pretty strange to you?
That was close.
Yeah, it's pretty strange, but I think it's an acceptable level of strange, you know? Huh?
I mean...
Well, think about it. It's not like we're being forced to do something dangerous or anything. That was mentioned in the safety precautions for this school trip. Remember the school trip guidelines written in the e-handbook? That thing you haven't even bothered to review yet? Rule number 1. Extreme violence is prohibited on this island. Please live a peaceful and relaxing life with your fellow students. Rule 2. Be considerate to each other and work together to obtain the hope fragments. Rule 3. Littering is not allowed. Let us coexist with this island's bountiful nature in mutual prosperity. Rule number 4. The lead teacher cannot directly interfere with the students. An exception to this rule is made if any student violates a rule.
For now.
It looks like we're being kept safe, so why wouldn't this be like any other school trip? There's nothing dangerous on this island. Spend those peaceful and relaxing days nourishing hope. Just as Usami said earlier. It seems these rules are in place to help us do that. Are you saying you believe what that thing told us? She forced us to come here, you know?
But
Don't be such a pessimist. You should look at this situation with a bit more hope, you know? Optimism is essential for people to live satisfied lives.
That's right.
Well, I guess it's okay if we just enjoy our vacation, see how this whole thing plays out, right? If you stare closely at that strange-looking bunny girl, she might start looking pretty cute. I'm actually jealous of how carefree he's being right now. We've gained another hope fragment, and I think that's a good note to go out on for this episode. We got a little bit more familiar with our surroundings and how we move around and all that good stuff. We met with Nagito, and we can now confirm, thanks to Kazuichi, these airplanes are a bust. Next time on Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. We're going to be interacting with probably not all the students, but at least a good number of the students. And we'll see who we can find. Let's hope to find some interesting personalities. See you guys then.